Economic Forum.
The WEF view, which is that, quite frankly, there's too goddamn many people on the planet. And every time I hear that, I think just exactly what spirit is saying that, and just precisely who that.
This notion that we're overpopulated is completely fallacious. Intellectuals have been saying since Thomas Malthus in 18th century England that we're going to have famines, we can't sustain the global population, but they didn't account for technological developments, for higher crop yields, new methods of using technology, using farming equipment, fertilizer. The reality is we can sustain a population much larger than the 10 billion or whatever that the global population is expected to level out at if you believe the UN modeling statistics, which, global population has been growing exponentially since the dawn of time. It's a pretty bold leap to argue that this trend is going to break. We've seen nothing but substantial population growth. It's true that developed countries have had a demographic shift away from having as many children. That's a relatively, an extremely short-term departure from a long-term trend that could easily swing back around as we continue to transition towards globalization. Now people are looking at much larger potential dating pools. I think a growing population is a great thing. I'd love to see, the world at 20, 50 billion people. I think that life is something to be celebrated, and that a growing global population simply means a stronger human race, and will only enable us to pursue our destiny of eventually colonizing outer space, expanding our species beyond the confines of our solar system. I really don't understand the depopulation viewpoint, or people who think that the human race needs to be limited, controlled, curtailed. I mean, if murder is wrong, then how is it not also wrong to encourage depopulation? I understand that morally these are not exactly the same thing, but it does seem there's a similar character to these beliefs. There's really no limit to how high we could go in terms of population. There's so many different techniques we can try in the future. We could have skyscrapers that grow food. If the Earth continues to warm as it is presently, we might be able to uncover a lot of arable land in the northern hemisphere, land that can be used for grazing cattle, and we can continue to terraform our planet, make use of greenhouses during the winter. I mean, Canada alone has massive, Russia too, no doubt, stretches of land that I don't see why you couldn't have, more caribou or whatever, more cows, more bison up there. And increasingly, in the future, especially as we develop new technology, fusion or more efficient capture of solar energy, whatever it will be, we'll be able to power massive indoor facilities, perhaps in the north, big food factories grown hydroponically, or there's any number of solutions for continuing to feed the world's population. And before anybody points to the starving people in the third world, which yes, Of course, that's tragic, and there's a lot that we can do and should do about that. The number one driver for food scarcity is war, okay? And war, that's a byproduct of the state. So if we want to address food scarcity, we got to address statism. We have to address war. It's not that capitalism, is some immoral system and we grow all this food, but none of it goes to the hungry people. The issue is war. That's what's causing starvation, and capitalism doesn't cause war. Quite the opposite.
The hell do you think should go, and just exactly how?
What spirit animates them? Well, if you believe people...
And of course, Jordan Peterson entirely right there. What spirit animates this line of thought? What exactly is the motivation? I mean, 100% correct there.
Or the problem, then that is, of course, a genocidal spirit. If I believe that the problem with my kitchen is it has too many mice, the solution is to kill the mice. Too many roaches, I kill the roaches. They're the problem. They're the impediment. And so make no mistake, and this sort of tracks with what I was saying earlier, don't lie to yourself about the agenda. If people are the problem and you're a person, then your life is in the way of whatever goals they're seeking to achieve. By definition, am I missing something? No, I'm not. It's a demonic spirit, just to be clear. Any spirit that seeks to hurt.
This is so important. We have to recognize the agenda of the WEF elites and everybody who's advocating for these radical transformation of society, the Great Reset. To them, we are the roach infestation. We are the problem.
Kill, divide, demoralize other people is a demonic spirit by definition. So that's what animates it. You're the target, and don't lie to yourself.
Jordan,